The president is unhinged. He is unwell. What are you doing?
A lot of folks on your side are too. I don't control.
Oh my God, please. That performance in front of the generals, I didn't see it. Is so dangerous.
One of those days today. You ever have a day? I mean, in the era of Donald Trump, of course you have days like this, but I woke up today and after all the news, it kind of weighing down on me, my heart and my spirit, whatever nomenclature you want to apply to it. I'm having one of those days, but we're going to forge ahead. There's work to be done. There's a battle ahead of us. We are in the middle of an existential crisis of our country, and some shit's just too important to let slide. So let's talk about this. Yesterday, MSNBC released footage that they had from, I guess, from just a camera that was turned on, and Democratic Congresswoman Madeleine Dean was in an area of the Capitol. I believe this is just south, if we're doing directions here, just south of Statuary Hall, in between Statuary Hall and the House floor. There's a little hallway there where they set up cameras and they do interviews and stuff. It's that echoey hallway. And Mike Johnson is caught on video and audio with Madeleine Dean telling him the president is unhinged, he is unwell. And you would think if this was such a ridiculous assertion, I mean, we've all witnessed Donald Trump and his cognition just kind of slipping away. But if this was a ridiculous thing that she said to Mike Johnson, his response would be, what gives you that idea? Or come on, that's just talking points. That's nonsense. And that's not what he says. He says, a lot of folks on your side are too, admitting that Donald Trump is unwell. And he also says, I don't control him. This is a stark admission from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, a man who's second in line to the presidency. If Donald Trump were to die and J.D. Vance were to die, maybe at the same time or whatever, Mike Johnson would be president of the United States. This is the elevated station of power and influence that he has. And in the moment, a guy who hangs out with Trump all the time, is on the phone with Donald Trump all the time, he doesn't deny that Donald Trump is unwell. We had Governor J.B. Pritzker yesterday from Illinois calling for the invocation, for the initiation of the 25th Amendment, the process by which we get rid of a president if he is incapacitated. The problem is it uses the cabinet, Donald Trump's cabinet. They're not going to do anything. But here, watch this moment. This is Chris Hayes here from MSNBC. He intros the clip talking about the unpopularity of Donald Trump and the government shutdown, and then he moves into the clip.
And I will say, it doesn't appear from the polling that people are really buying it. New polling indicates more Americans are blaming the Republicans for the shutdown than the Democrats. And I think it's because it is obvious to anyone paying attention that Trump is running the show, right? As terrible that may be. He wants you to think that. He doesn't want to think the government's controlled by Democrats. Yesterday, Democratic Congresswoman Madeleine Dean confronted Speaker Mike Johnson in front of the cameras and said what a lot of people are thinking, that Donald Trump is unwell.
The president is unhinged. He is unwell. What are you doing?
A lot of folks on your side are too. I don't control.
Oh my God, please. That performance in front of the generals, I didn't see it. Is so dangerous. You know I serve on Foreign Affairs and Appropriations. This is a collision of those two things. Our allies are looking elsewhere. Our enemies are laughing.
I just left
you
the
have a
speaker's
president who is unwell.
One minor correction that is not about substance, but it has to be said. It's not that you have a president who's unwell, as she says to Mike Johnson. We have a president who's unwell. Not even denied by the Speaker of the House of Representatives of these United States, Mike Johnson. He didn't even deny it. He did a whataboutism. He did I'm rubber, you're glue. Your side has crazies too. Your side has people who are unwell too. The other troubling thing is that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, again, of these United States, Mike Johnson, when she brings up Donald Trump's absolutely cognitively deficient address to the nation's top military leaders, he says, I didn't see it. One, I don't believe that. But if it is true, is that not a problem? That Mike Johnson, the man who leads the House of Representatives, the body of our bicameral legislature where any appropriations has to originate, he doesn't know what the president is telling the military? With all of the controversy surrounding Donald Trump's fascistic tendencies and his autocratic nature, Mike Johnson thinks it's a good idea, a responsible idea, to not watch the speech, to not catch a couple of clips on the Twitter. Every moment of every day, of every single clip that we see from Mike Johnson, he disqualifies himself as Speaker of the House. Every moment that Donald Trump wakes and assumes the office of president once again from his evening slumber, he disqualifies himself. J.D. Vance disqualifies himself. It's just a litany, just this long list of individuals who need to resign from their positions in order that someone of some repute can step in and do it. Donald Trump is unwell from the sleepy nature, the low energy speeches that he gives. He can't stay awake for more than 90 seconds in any given meeting that he's in, even the highest level bilateral meetings with other world leaders. He's fallen asleep on the job, literally and figuratively, because he's just an addled old man. And it's not an ageist thing. Some people, when they get to this age, they're not in it to have a job. That's why we retire and go off and enjoy our twilight years. Bernie Sanders isn't falling asleep in meetings. Donald Trump is. He is demonstrating every single day he can't do the job. He is not up to the task. But Republicans privately will admit it, but publicly, oh, no. No, everything's great. The dear leaders, his garments are beautiful. The emperor's new clothes are wonderful. We see you, Mike Johnson, you liar, you fake Christian. Anyway, what do you see? I invite you to this conversation. We can have it below in the comments wherever you're watching the video. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I hope you're having a good day, better day than me. That would be, we can't all have a bad day at the same time. That's no good. You know, if you do have a bad, allow that for yourself. None of us are robots, or at least I hope none of us are robots. I hope that we can all take some time to be kind to ourselves, be nice to ourselves, and allow some moments where you're not on top of the game. Unfortunately, that is a day like today for me. I will see you next time. I appreciate you very much. Be genuine. Take care of one another. The headlines obviously talked about the passing of Trump's big, beautiful bill. But did you catch what the headlines did not make note of? This same beautiful bill hands over nearly $40 billion of our tax dollars to ICE per year. This is more money than most countries spend on their entire military. And we're granting it to our version of the secret police. Despite raids on the increase and Trump's near constant mention of deporting U.S. citizens, much of our mainstream media has avoided talking about this funding increase. Or worse, they have twisted the bill's language to frame this spending as good for the citizens of the United States. This should be the biggest story in America right now, and it's not. And look, you'd be naive to think that this is anything other than by design from the GOP. Tools like ground news are an essential part of your news consumption for examples just like this. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, and then analyzing just how far right, how radical each unbiased source actually is, ground news will expose blind spots like this ICE funding, and it will give you more context than you can get anywhere else. Shouldn't we be learning from history? We have seen Trump's playbook before, and the comparisons to regimes of misinformation and terror are alarmingly plentiful. Ground News will help you stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply bring your attention to stories missing from your newsfeed. Both Ground News' app and their website are smarter, more reliable ways to access the news unfiltered, to stay informed in the face of MAGA wanting to keep us in the dark. Scan this QR code or head to ground.news/Dollemore now to score 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use, which gives you unlimited access for just $5 per month. Or simply click the link in the description below to begin saving big. The right is absolutely banking on you to be uninformed. Stay ahead and see all the news with Ground News.